You know, I've figured out that the earlier you film in the day, the more clearly you look due to natural light. Hi guys, welcome to another YA vs. YA. Today we'll be doing two things that scare me a little bit. One, reviewing a book that I've already done a book report on last year, but its meaning has changed for me. I'm also trying to get it on the reading list. And two, the much more terrifying thing, is trying to review a really popular book that a lot of people have a lot of opinions on. The book is The Fault in Our Stars, which is also backwards because I am filming this on a webcam. This book, as many of you know, is written by John Green, a very famous author and YouTuber. And trust me, you take him a little less seriously once you watch his videos for various reasons. This book is literally about two young adults with cancer. And when I say literally, is because that part, while deeply emotionally invigorating, is not the most important part of the book to a lot of people. The book is about so much more. So, the basic plot is that this girl with lung cancer goes to a support group where she meets this cute boy named Augustus Waters, who has osteosarcoma in his leg. Everyone calls him Gus except for her, and this will be much more important in the later spoiler section. And the reason Augustus is there, because usually the group is only tended to by children with cancer, is a mutual friend called Isaac, who has cancer that affects his eyes. Sick Isaac. John Green claims this was not intentional, but I'm not so sure, and I believe this pun is too good to be true. Augustus purposely doesn't smoke as a metaphor, though he does put a cigarette between his lips because he's not giving the killing thing the power of killing him. They talk about what they're scared of, and Augustus talks about his fear of oblivion, which is a reoccurring theme in the book. So they flirt, and he gives her his number, and they talk about literature and the world, and she talks about her favorite book, and how it's a book with cancer in it, but it's not really a cancer book because she hates cancer books. Way to go, self-referencing John Green. Unfortunately, this has to put an end to the whole non-spoiler section, because the best parts of this book involve a lot of spoilers. Spoilers! I'm not going to do that anymore. From now on, this is just going to be like a thing. I'm going to say spoilers, and then I'm not going to do that. So it turns out that Augustus has been emailing Hazel's favorite author, and by this point they're dating, which is, it's a love, by this point they're dating, and he uses his wish from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which he hasn't used yet, to go to Sweden, and her hero turns out to be a total but they still have a great time, and they have sex, and it's this really deep emotional experience. Did she just say sex? Yes. Yes, I did. Then she finds out that Augustus has relapsed into cancer, and he gets worse and worse, and she starts calling him Gus. Now, I'm pretty sure because of some quotes in the book that this was intentional, and I sure as hell hope it was, because it's beautiful and horrible and sad. Everyone calls her Hazel, except for Augustus, who calls her Hazel Grace, and she calls him Augustus, even though everyone calls him Gus. And Augustus is such a strong and complete name. I'm paraphrasing from the book when Augustus has this conversation with Hazel. And Gus is sort of, it's not complete, it's not whole. And to me, that's what broke my heart the most about this book. The one girl who thought he was so strong, the only one who thought he was strong after he relapsed into cancer, and she stopped believing in his strength. Augustus ends up dying in one of the most heartbreaking moments I can ever remember reading. Death is something sort of talked about in the book. It's really about romanticizing death. It's about how people are so afraid of death, and yet when someone is gone, they romanticize them. In the book, Hazel goes to the Facebook page of Augustus's ex-girlfriend who died of a brain tumor, and she sees all these people talking about the girl in such a way that she's portrayed as flawless, which isn't exactly how any human can possibly be. John Green's knowledge of this is excellently portrayed by the book, because John Green doesn't write characters, he writes people. So I know I didn't touch on all the stuff in The Fault in Our Stars, because you have to read the book for that. I didn't speak about a lot of funny stuff, which is really unfortunate because it's a really funny book. Hazel and Augustus both have a great sense of humor about their conditions. The sad parts, in a whole kind of sea of funny and light literature, the really sad parts stuck out from The Fault in Our Stars, and that's really what made it powerful for me. The funny stuff that made the sad stuff stick out so much more. Bye!